guys, it's Emily, and today I'm here to bring you a brief recent reads video about 2 books and some graphic novels that I finished in the early part of April. I've been away on my work trip, so I haven't read that much in the last week, but before that I did finish these books. So let's just get right into it. The first book I finished in April was The Ice Cream Queen of Orchard Street by Susan Jane Gilman. This is a very standard historical fiction novel about the fictional character of Lillian Dunkel, and Lillian is the matriarch per se, the creator of a ice cream dynasty. She creates this huge business and of ice cream business, and she's got her own TV show. She's a celebrity. She meets with the movers and shakers of the world, and then this book is detailing her childhood and her whole life, basically. So she starts out, she was born in Ukraine, and then her family immigrated to the United States in the early 1910s, and she was 6 years old, and then we see her life in New York City. But shortly after they moved to New York City, she's run over by a horse in the street, so her family sort of abandons her because she can't work anymore. So she gets adopted by a family who owns an ice truck, and then eventually they become an ice cream family, and she works at the family business, and then eventually she breaks up and starts her own with her husband. So yeah, this was a pretty good book. The character of Lillian is sort of not the greatest person, and some of it you understand why. Like, she had a hard childhood and she had this run over by a horse and her family abandoned her and all that. But some of it is just, she's not a very good person, and you sort of don't root for her a lot, and you also don't feel bad for her, or at least I didn't when bad things happen. So in a way, it's not a very engaging book because you're like, oh, you're a terrible person. But then in other ways, you do get to see a lot of the history, and because it goes from the 1910s when they immigrate to America all the way up to the 1990s when she's like an old woman. So it does span the entire 20th century. So yeah, if you like historical fiction, I would recommend this. But again, it's not like amazing, and it's not particularly like, it's just a standard historical fiction novel. It's not amazing, like I said. So yeah, this was good. I'm glad I finally read it because I had bought it from Barnes & Noble a few years ago, and I was glad to get it off my TBR. And then after I finished that book, it was Dewey's on April 6th, and Dewey's was not great for me this year. I had to do my taxes, and I had other stuff going on, and I went to see my parents and all kinds of stuff. But so the only things I read on Dewey's were 2 graphic novels, and that was Giant Days Volume 9 and Giant Days Early Registration. This is like John Allison's drawings from when he was first starting out with Giant Days, so it's not the same art style as the regular issues, but it's still really interesting. Esther, Amy, and Susan are such great characters, and their friendship is really cute. The art is very colorful, and yeah, I enjoyed this more than I thought I would, because the other one like this, the extra credit one, I didn't really like because, again, the art style wasn't the same, and I was like, why are you messing with my characters? But yeah, so this was really cute. And then, of course, I really enjoyed Volume 9. I always enjoy the newest issues, and the friendship is progressing into that stage of adult friendship where you're separating. The first 2 years of their college experience, they lived in the same house, and now they're moving in with their boyfriends and girlfriends, and so we're seeing what is happening with their friendship. But yeah, I really recommend this series. I really love it. It's really cute and fun, and great female friendship. So yeah, highly recommend this if you're interested in checking out a graphic novel series. And then I also, on Dewey's, I read some of The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Skloot, and then I finished it a few days later. This has been going around in the real world and on BookTube. Y'all have probably heard about it, but it's Henrietta Lacks, and she had cervical cancer in the 1950s, and when they were doing the radiation for it, they took some of her cervical cells, and her cells became the HeLa cells, and they grow at a unbelievable rate in a way that no other cells have ever done before, and they've been used in research, and they've been used to do in vitro fertilization, and they've been used to do all kinds of experiments. So this is partially a book about her cells and the science and how they're used and how they were discovered and all that. But then it's also about Rebecca Skloot's relationship with Henrietta's family. Henrietta's family has never been compensated for her cells, even though the companies that have them have been by patenting them and selling them to other companies and doing things like that. And so Rebecca, she initially started to write this as a pure science book, but then she's got really involved with the Lacks family, particularly Henrietta's daughter, Deborah, and so it's about her relationship with them, and it's really sad. This book is actually really sad, and I actually felt like Henrietta Lacks isn't the main character. It more feels like Deborah Lacks is the main character, which makes sense in some ways because Henrietta died when she was like 33 years old or something sad like that, whereas Deborah had a long life, lived to be like 75 or whatever. And so, and then again, Rebecca never got to meet Henrietta or anything, but she did get very involved in the Lacks family. It discusses a lot about their bitterness and the irony of the fact that they can't get health care. And it's just a really interesting book. I would recommend it. I wasn't like blown away by it like a lot of people seem to be, but I did enjoy it and I learned a lot. And some of the science is kind of hard to understand. In particular, I never really understood why Henrietta's cells are the way they are. She explained it to an extent, but it never really made sense to me. But of course, I don't have much science background, so maybe if you knew science more, you could figure it out. But this is written for like a popular audience, so I would still recommend it. But yeah, so that's what I've read in the first part of April. I, of course, like I said, have been going on my work trip, and now I'm getting ready to go see my brother for Easter. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the rest of the month. It's going to be busy but exciting. I hope everybody's having a great day and you're reading some great books, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye!